Hello, I'm Kristen. I'm a Jamaican living in Argentina, and I'm going to share with you what are weddings like in Argentina versus Jamaica. Don't go anywhere. Imagine receiving an invitation to a wedding, and at the bottom of the invitation you see cost 7,000 Jamaican dollars. That would be crazy, right? So in Argentina, one of the things that shocked me the most was that some wedding invitations will come with a cost, and they say that that cost is to cover your meal. That price, is to cover the cost of your meals and also the location of the wedding reception. Now, not every wedding will have that, but I think it's pretty common in some areas, especially because people are trying to cut back the cost on their weddings or trying to share it up. I think it's actually a kind of a smart idea, because sometimes people spend a lot of money on their weddings and after the wedding they're in debt. So that's an idea for you right there. Okay, so before we get to the wedding, let's talk about the bridal shower. Now, in Jamaica, probably the girls will get together, they'll probably have a little dinner with their friends, they'll give them like a sash that says bride to be, and give them a crown, and all the little jazz, and the guys probably will just go with their friends to have a little chat or whatever. In Argentina, they take it to the next level. So the men, they will try to do as many things as possible to embarrass them. So they'll take them on the streets to walk around barefooted. I saw this guy once, he had like a bib on and diaper. And for other guys, they'll do different things to them, take them around the city, like make them take pictures with people, or just do embarrassing things to them. And the girls, they'll give them like a sash, and they'll have like a tutu, and they'll sit in the trunk of a car, and they'll drive around the city, and the person driving the car will just be honking the horn, and then people around will honk their horns as well, like to show support. Okay, so now let's talk about the location. In Jamaica, we have different places where we keep our weddings. Most persons get married in the church before, and then after they leave the church, they'll go to the hotel, they'll probably go to the beach, they'll go to a guest house, they'll go probably in a garden, or they'll go to someone else's house to have their reception. And now I realize a lot of persons are not getting married in the church anymore. A lot of them are getting married like plantations or in nature. In Argentina, that's almost always the case. Most people will get married, as they call them, aire libre, out in the fresh air, in an open space. Very few, I think maybe the Christians will try to still keep the tradition of getting married in a church, but a lot of persons get married, even Christians get married in the open spaces, because young people, Alright, so the next thing is like, who officiates a wedding? In Jamaica, you have the pastor, and regardless of where the wedding is being held, it will be officiated by a pastor who has to be a marriage officer as well. He has the license to conduct a wedding. And in Argentina, for those who are Christians, they'll get a priest to do their weddings. If not, then they'll get, I think, like a judge, or probably what we call in Jamaica, what are the persons who have to sign your papers? I don't remember who have to sign your papers. Justice of the peace, maybe, I don't know. Someone who is working in the law or in the courthouse. Someone who has the right to do it. And another thing about weddings in Argentina is that, when in Jamaica, when you're getting married, you have to go into a room to sign the marriage certificate. Well, in Argentina, they actually have that before. So they have a whole day where they make an appointment, go there, their family members go there, and so they go to the tribunal, and then their family members go there to support them. They have to have 2 witnesses, and they sign the paper, and they give them like a little passport, and then they leave, and then they throw rice on them when they're leaving. Now let's talk about the bridal party. Jamaica, you have your bridal party, you have your bride, you have the flower girl, you have the ring boy, you have the bridesmaids, the groomsmen, you have the maid of honor, and the best man. You have the best man. So in Argentina, I realized that you don't have as many persons participating in the bridal party. Some people don't even have a bridal party. I've never really seen bridesmaids and brides and groomsmen. You will probably have a maid of honor and a best man, and you'll probably have a little boy carrying the ring, or people will probably, if they have kids, they'll just walk up with them. But you don't have this flower girl dropping off stuff. I've never seen it, and definitely don't have a mini bride. So it's a lot more simple. Now let's talk about the decoration. In Jamaica, you have your bridal stores, you go, you order your decoration, or some persons will order them from the States. We're big on decorating, we have all these colors combined. Sometimes the wedding will have all three colors being like the main theme. In Argentina, they're much more on the simple side. They'll probably have like everything being nude, or just very simple. They don't go with the extra excessive colors at all. So you won't find that being part of the decoration. And you won't find a lot of people going in like super bright, excessive colors. In Argentina, I think some persons actually make their wedding decoration, and I guess if they rent a salon, the salon will be in charge of doing the decoration as well. It depends, but the decoration tends to be very simple and minimal. Okay, so now we get to the reception. What is the reception like? In both, you have like an MC as in charge of games and just keeping the vibe going, directing the program, and you have toasts, people giving toasts in both. I think weddings in Jamaica tend to be very extravagant. Like you have a lot more guests than in Argentina. And then in both, the bride will throw the bouquet. And the only thing I realized is that the guys, they don't throw the garter like you do in Jamaica. But I went to one wedding, the guy was a footballer, and he actually kicked the ball towards the guys. That was actually very cool. But yeah, and also, in the reception, the bride and the groom will like have this nice slow romantic dance. I think in Argentina, I've never really seen them do that. Obviously, that it may be a thing, but their reception is almost like a party, like a club vibe after a while. If they're not Christians, of course. If they're Christians, they probably like just do all of the games and stuff like that, or probably like do like a ring thing. But if they're not, they're gonna put on like club music and dance like they're food. Jamaicans, we love food and we love our belly. In Argentina, they do are big on their food. They have like a whole table full of sweet things, of treats and pastries and stuff like that. I don't think that's something that we do in Jamaica. We probably will have like fruits, and definitely we will have soup. You have to bust the gas. And in Argentina, they will have like even pizza and pasta at their weddings. I mean pizza and pasta. Pizza and empanadas, which is like a mini party at their weddings, like I guess from the get-go. But when you're seated, and the actual meal will more than likely be something related to beef, because they're gonna do their beef, and also the potato puree, and yeah, pretty much that. But in Jamaica, you have every rice and peas, your chicken, your curry goat, your fish, and you have every vegetables and all of that. You have even pasta. It's like we go a lot more on the food. Their food is just the normal thing that I would eat at home. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Now talking about how people dress. In both occasions, people do dress in formal wear, and they go all out. But in Argentina, it is very common for a woman to wear black dresses to weddings. And it's almost like the preference. So you see a lot of women in black dresses at weddings. And, in Jamaica, black dresses at weddings don't fly. I don't know if things have changed, but in my time, you don't wear a black dress to a wedding, because that shows that is either you're not in agreement with the wedding, or you're mourning their union, or you want to bring bad luck on it. So people don't wear black dresses in Jamaica, but they definitely do in Argentina. So when does the wedding start, and which days do they normally get married? Of course, if you get married any day of the week, especially if they're just doing like the civil wedding, they will probably do it during the week. But the whole extraness with the, having the whole ceremony, I was told that it's mostly done on Fridays and Saturdays, but people also do get married on Sundays. That's because, I guess it's like the weekend. But in Jamaica, weddings are mostly done on Saturdays and Sundays, and I think Wednesdays too, or probably Mondays. But if you do a wedding on a weekday, then definitely don't expect a lot of persons to show up. Now the time in Jamaica wedding is normally at like 11 to about 2 p.m. That's common. And it probably goes up to like 8, 9 p.m. In Argentina, weddings start 8 p.m., 6 p.m., 10 p.m. Someone told me that weddings can even start at 10 p.m. and go up until 6 o'clock in the morning. But I know that everything in Argentina starts late, so I'm not even shocked at this point. Now, as it relates to taking photos, the weddings that I've attended, the photos were, well, one wedding, they would just did that something at the church. The other wedding was done like out in the open, so they just took their pictures, and then at the same time the family members would just go with them and just take pictures. But I was told that sometimes the bride and the groom will be taken to like a specific place in Argentina that's pretty to take their pictures. In Jamaica, that's definitely a thing, and the whole bridal party has to be there. But I think in Argentina, it's just most of the groom and the bride that they really focus on taking pictures with, and then after, like, everybody else comes in, because they're not big on like bridal parties. Another difference that is not necessarily, I'm not sure it's a big deal, but in Jamaica, when you're getting married, the groom, he's standing and facing the podium, the pulpit, and then when the bride is like halfway down the aisle, the best man will like nudge him and like indicate that he needs to go and get the bride, and then he'll go down, and that's when he sees the bride for the first time. I think that's not a big deal here. I think the groom will stand facing the bride, and then as she walks down the aisle, like, I don't think he goes to greet her. I think they meet at the altar, and yeah, so the groom sees the bride walking on the aisle, while in Jamaica they don't really see that. They have to look away, because I guess it's a surprise. For me, I want my groom to see me walking down the aisle all the way the moment I enter wherever. Dun, dun, dun. Now, as it relates to the vehicle, we know that in Jamaica it's a limo, or it's gonna be some expensive vehicle. In Argentina, I said they're simple people. I'm not sure. They probably get like a really nice vehicle to transport the bride, or they just use the vehicle that they have. I've never seen a limousine in Argentina, actually, so I don't know if they exist or if they're being used. Maybe it is that it's just where I am, but yeah, that's the difference. And I think after people get married in Jamaica, they put like a just married banner on the vehicle, or maybe it's the movies. I'm not sure at this point. But in Argentina, I don't really think they do that. I could be wrong. For the point of just difference in to show the difference in simplicity between the cultures, the dresses that brides use in Argentina tend to be very simple, elegant but simple. So I don't think they really have to like change over into a simpler dress for the reception. In Jamaica, I think the dresses tend to be more elaborate. So a number of times I've seen the bride, have to change over into a simpler dress. Of course, it could be for preference to change over into a simpler dress so that they can, be more comfortable to move around and meet and greet. Next thing, the cake. How can I forget the cake? In Argentina, they said they have like a whole tray of sweet treats and stuff, and then the cake, they'll give you like a good portion of cake. In Argentina and Jamaica, you get the little piece of cake in the little white box, because guess what, you're not supposed to throw away the people them cake, because it's sacred and they don't want you to bring no bad luck on them. And of course, we say one cake for the 1-year anniversary if it lasts that long. In Argentina, no, you don't get no cake to carry home or to go anywhere. You're eating the cake right there. And then yes, as it relates to souvenir, I think souvenirs are kind of like, the same all over. I don't even remember what I got for souvenir. I got house of soap for one of the weddings. And for the other wedding, I don't remember what I got as a souvenir. I'm not sure if there's a souvenir, but I think it's common for people to give souvenirs. In Jamaica, we know that like it's a big deal. Not sure if it's so much of a big deal here as it is in Jamaica. And then as it relates to, giving to the bride and groom, it's the same thing. People give appliances or like, little stuff to start your home. And of course, people will give out their banking information if you want to donate. And I think it's the same thing here in Argentina. Right, so I think that's pretty much it if I made a mistake with, I know it's in English, so maybe Jamaicans will watch this or not, because Jamaicans don't really watch my channel. But anyways, just in case in the future Jamaicans will watch this, what do you think? Did I miss anything? Did I make a mistake? Because I've not been living in Jamaica for almost 10 years. I only like see pictures online to see what people are doing, but my information is not very actualized. So yeah, you can check me on that. I did watch, I think, 2 weddings to get an idea of what people are doing now, what young people are doing now. Alright guys, so this is where I'll end the video for today. Thank you so much for coming. Do have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, whatever it is where you are. And don't remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.